save me some.
Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing well. Yes, I'm doing well. Listen, I'm doing great. Why know I am doing great? Because I'm still alive. That's why I'm doing great. Listen, listen. I have been going through some stuff lately. Some stuff. Okay, I had a passing recently of listen. I keep to myself. Okay, I keep to myself. This is a fact. I keep to myself. So I don't have many real friends that I talk to, physically pick up the phone and able to talk to. And I had a moment. Um, this weekend that just passed. I don't do funerals. I don't do wakes. I just don't do them. I don't do them. I believe in remembering people the way that they were or the way that they are. You know what I mean? It's like, if somebody I know that is dear to me passes away, I don't want to see them laying in the hospital, suffering and struggling and going through all of this stuff. I prefer to just step back. And if something does happen, God forbid something does happen, I always feel like it's just like they're still there, but they're, how do I explain? It's like if I wanted to call them up, pick up the phone and call them, I still can. I still can. I do a lot of talking. I do a lot of talking on this channel. I do a lot of talking in general. And this friend of mine that just passed, he was in a terrible motorcycle accident, and that right there was a problem because I felt like it was like a too soon thing. It was gone too soon. Didn't make any sense to me. I really struggled with this one. I mean, I've had family members that have passed away and had no issue whatsoever, but this one really got me to the point where it was like, my wife was like, I don't know I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. Now I know I opened this thing up with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, but I feel like I need to voice this. My wife was like, she goes, you're grieving. You don't understand grieving. You don't understand how to grieve. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, because you don't grieve. You handle things differently than normal people. You don't show your sadness. You don't show your like emotions and feelings towards other people. You're very to yourself, and she goes, you're very caring, and you take good care of people, take good care of kids. You're all that us. I'm good with all of that, but I'm very empathetic to people's emotions. So putting me in the place of a funeral or a wake where there's people crying and hurting and pain and suffering and everything is like torture to me. It's like absolute torture. I can, I can't feel what they're really going through, but I can feel what they're really going through. If that even makes sense to you, if that makes any sense, it hurts me to see people hurt. It really bothers me, and this man meant a lot to me. A lot to me. I had a terrible job, and he was my supervisor, and I would sit there with this guy every single night for 7 years. 7 years just working with him. 7 years working with him, and I would sit there every single night. And no matter what I was going through, my personal life, my home life, my childhood, he knew everything about me. This guy knew, he was just one of those friends that knew every single thing about me. I'm sure you guys have people in your lives that know everything about you. They might not be your wife or your husband, but they might be just a friend you had growing up with, or just a friend in general that know everything. Personal things, crazy things, sick things, mental things, funny things, stuff that you don't even share with your wife and kids. This guy knew everything, okay? And I got to throw it out there. He pretty much saved my life. I was in a dark place for many years. For many years, I was in a dark place. Hated my job. Had a family to take care of. I didn't know what to do, how to make ends meet. I was still learning and struggling, and I didn't know what to do. And he had left the job. Something happened. The place did something to him, and he had left. And he just showed up here one day, and I was at rock bottom. He had got fired from the job that he was working at, and he was there longer than I was. Okay, and they just totally stuck it to him. They stuck it to him, and And I went in that night, and he was walking out the door, and he's like, "I'm done here." And I'm like, "What do you mean you're done here?" He's like, "They're letting me go," and that's all he said to me, and he left. And I was ready. It was like one of those things like you see in a movie where like I was ready to like try to get the crew together, and we were all gonna do a walkout too. Like, hey, if this guy's going, we're going too. But unfortunately, in the job that I was working at with a bunch of Portuguese guys that were all out for this, they all wanted the mighty buck. You know what I mean? I was in a union. There was no, and it was a union that didn't stick together. Okay, it was a union that was all about themselves. They were all about how much money they can make and what they can do for themselves. So they didn't care about the other man. They didn't care about their union brothers. Okay, when you're in a union, you're supposed to be brothers. It's a brotherhood. Okay, you're supposed to stick up for each other. That's where I felt. I'm like, I'm sticking up for you. You broke something on the machine. I'm the shop steward. I'm here to take care of you. I'm here to help you. I'm gonna back you up 110%. I'm gonna be there at that meeting. On my own personal time, I was there at meetings. And the night this guy left, I'm like, I was a mess. But I was like, we should all leave. We should walk out. Let's get out of here. Who needs it? And but nobody was on board. Nobody's on board. And then I was at a point where I was like, if I walk out and I'm the only one, how am I supposed to support my family? I can't support my family on just my wife's paycheck. Ain't gonna happen. So he left, and I got extremely depressed. Extremely depressed to the point of I was not gonna be on this planet anymore. And he had come to my house about maybe I'd say 2 months after he had left or whatever, and I was still at the place, and I was depressed, rock bottom, and everything. And he handed me over this Bible, and he's like, he goes, I believe in this, and I was always afraid to talk to you about this because I didn't want to turn you off, because I knew you were hurting, I knew you were unloading on me, and the way you acted and the way you did things, and I didn't want to come off as being pushy and trying to push my beliefs on you. I didn't think you were ready for you to even know what I was into or whatever. It was like one of these things, and I'll tell you, he gave me this Bible, and I started reading it, and things started making a little bit more sense. So what I did, I ended up buying this little tiny pocket-sized Bible. And I would go up to the roof, and I worked in a mill, which was like, I don't know how many stories it was. It was a big place. At least, 6 flights up, 7 flights up. I mean, it had towers and stuff. This was a mill that made material and stuff, that printed material. This was a big place. And I would go up to the roof. I knew a way to get to the roof. I would go up to the roof, and I would sit on the ledge. Now, I'm afraid of heights, but I would sit at the ledge of this place, and I would read my little New Testament pocket-sized Bible, and I would look off the ledge, and I was like, I can either take a leap, or I can take a leap. You get what I'm still talking. Like I could take a leap of faith and be like, the heck with this. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do something right now. Or I could just take a leap, and just that would be the end of that. And what I came to find out was that what I did. The bottom line is, what I did is I went up to the company, and I said, listen, I don't want to work here anymore. I've been with this company for 14 years. I put a lot of time. I've helped you guys out with a lot of different things. I've been the shop steward. I've worked with this company to try to make things better for the people, better for you, better for them, for 14 years of my life. And I want to just leave. I want to leave. I want to go back to school. I want to become a teacher. I want to get out of here. And all I'm asking for you to do is let me just sign a paper, let me free. I want to be able to collect unemployment and go back to school full time. And they were like, well, we could do that for you. We could, because they wanted to get rid of me. They wanted to get rid of me because I was a union official, a union representative, and I knew everything that was going on in the place. I knew everything that was going on, all the good, the bad, and the ugly. I knew everything. They wanted me out of there. So I had the special meeting with the owners and the directors and the supervisors and all. And they were like, okay, just have to fill out a letter of resignation. She goes, and they were like, we're gonna let you collect, and you can go back to school, and you just gotta sign this saying that you're not ever gonna come back here again. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Give me the paper. I'll sign it, and I'll do it. And that's what I did. I signed this paper saying that I resigned from the place. I hold no no grudges, no judgment against them, and I'm going back to school, and that's what I did. I went back to school full time, and I got my diploma. Diploma is that the diploma, so I could teach preschool. I originally was I was going for child psychology and elementary education, and then I decided to start teaching preschool. That just became my thing. Um, but this guy, he never gave up on me. He never gave up on me. And then this recent accident that just happened, I didn't know how to place my I was filled with anger. I was filled with pain. I mean, me and my wife won tickets to go see Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation question and answer period thing with him and everything. And I'm sitting there, and 3/4 through the movie, I'm tearing up. I'm starting to cry, and wife looks over to me. She's like, what's going on with you? I'm like, I don't feel like I deserve to be here. I'm like, how come I'm still here, but he's not? How come I still deserve to be? I'm no better than him. Matter of fact, I'm worse. This guy was better than me. He was better than me. Why am I still here? Why do I deserve to be here on this planet when there's so many better people than me? That's what I started thinking. And I'm sitting there watching the movie, and I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't deserve to be sitting here laughing. I don't deserve to be sitting here watching this movie. I don't deserve anything. I deserve nothing. And I sat there, and there was an empty seat on the side of me, and I looked over and I pushed the seat down, and I was like, hey buddy, you want to watch the movie with me? Like, I'm talking to this person that's no longer here, but in a present tense, as if, like, you know what, bring me comfort and make me at least believe that you're still here with me, because you would have been sitting here laughing with me. You know what I mean? You should be laughing here with me. You should be here with me. So yeah, I'm trying. You're gonna notice with the channel, I'm gonna start trying to be a little more uplifting. Like, yeah, maybe I just brought you down to whatever, but I did end up going. I went to I didn't go to the wake because I couldn't handle that, but I did go from the whole session. I went through the whole thing. And first time I did that since my grandfather passed, and it was like I went through this whole thing where I had to go to the funeral home, and then in the like the procession, is that what they call it? I don't know, where all the cars follow the other cars, and we went to the church for a service, which happened to be a church that I left a long time ago. And still the people were there, very welcoming, very well. Hey, we want you to come back. We want you to come back. But I'm telling you right now, there's a piece of me in my heart that tells me that I'm not going to go back, because the person that brought me there is no longer there. And every time I see the place, it makes me think of that person. And I don't think I can handle that. I mean, like, he was very involved. He was in the band. It was a whole thing with the church thing, and just when I sat there for the service and I looked up, and number one, I was like, this isn't the same pastor that we had. This is not the same. This is not these, the people aren't there anymore. All the people that we knew were not there anymore, and it was just totally different. Everything was different, and I was like, why would I be coming back here? What would be my purpose to come back to this specific? It's not close to where I live. It's a little bit of a drive. So I'm like, why specifically would I come back here? The only reason why I would have went back to originally would have been because he was there, and now he's not there. And so I've been battling a little bit, and then things just been going crazy, like crazy wrong. Like he passed. My uncle, he had an issue not too long ago, and he's still going through some stuff. And then I go to the school today, yesterday, I go to the school, and I got a fish tank. I'm like the Mr. Rogers, of course, for preschool. You know what I mean? I big Mr. Rogers fan, and I kind of pride myself by being more Mr. Rogers like, you know what I mean? Like the way I treat the kids and teaching them moral values, and it's not all about the math and the adding and the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, as much as about the moral values. I want these kids to grow up to have some kind of moral background. You know what I mean? I don't want them to grow up to be a bunch of knuckleheads. You know what I mean? So I go in, and I got a dead fish. I got 3 fish in the fish tank. One's dead. I'm like, okay, that's peculiar. Okay, I just had passing. Fish is dead. New fish. Not that long. Had the fish. End of the day, another fish dies. I'm like, what is going on here? I got one fish left in the tank. One fish left in the tank. I get into work this morning. There's that one fish at the bottom of the tank. And he's at the bottom of the tank. He just looks sad looking. He just looks sad and sick looking. And in my head, I'm like, this fish is not going to make the day. This fish is going to die before the end of the day. And I'm going to have to explain to the kids once again that we lost another fish. Because I don't hide the things from the kids. I think death is a way of... Death is part of life. And hiding things from children just doesn't make any sense. I understand that they're 3, 4, and 5, but you learn from your pets passing away how to accept death. You know what I mean? How to understand death. And I had this one little girl. So we wake up and well, they wake up from nap time, and the last fish is dead. Last fish is gone, and she's like, "We gonna send it to fishy heaven?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll." She goes, "We're gonna give it the royal no, the royal flush," because I called it my daughter called it the royal flush yesterday, and I brought the whole class down to the bathroom, and we're all standing around the toilet bowl, and the little girl says to me, she goes, "We gotta pray," and I'm like, this is funny because it kind of reminded me a lot of Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. She's like, "We gotta pray." So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna have this deep prayer for this passing fish. You know what I mean? And she looks at me, and I'm like, okay, well, I said, you wanted us to pray. I said, you say the prayer, and she's like, you say it. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm because I have a church background, I got this whole, I'm about ready to pray for this poor passing fish, and I go to say a word, and she goes, "Now I lay me down to sleep." And she goes to I pray to the Lord my soul to keep. She goes through the whole thing, and I just started with the prayer with her, and this must be the only prayer that this little girl knows. And it was the cutest thing. And I'm like, and then once she's done, she goes, "Now we have to all say amen." And I'm like, and the whole class was like, amen. And then flushed it in the toilet, and then the fish went down, and we went back upstairs and went on with our stuff. But yeah, it's been as you get older, you start to think things. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm starting to feel, I'm the type of person that we go out, we do things, and it's like, I'm always worried about my money. I am far from a rich person. I'll tell you right now. You people might think I get packages in all the time, and yeah, this is what this channel's about, is about being... what I have is a lot of bills. I have a lot of bills. I have a lot of maxed out credit cards. I got a lot of debt. That's what I got. Okay, I got a lot of crap, but I got a lot of debt that goes along with the crap. I gotta figure out how to stop the debt coming in, and in order to stop the debt from coming in, I gotta stop buying the crap. But unfortunately, I'm a sad person, and I'm compensating for my sadness by buying myself, temporary happiness. Like, I'll buy something today, and in 2 days from now, it's like not, it's forgotten, or it's like, okay, I got it. It's in the collection. It's scanned in. It's part of my thing, and that's it. You know what I mean? But in the long run, in the big scheme, in the big picture of things, when I drop dead, my kids are gonna get all of this stuff if they even want it, and are they gonna know what to do with it? That's the big picture. It's like, I'm not saving money in the bank for my retirement. I'm not saving money in the bank for their lives later on. When I die, if me and my wife go, they're gonna get the house. They'll be able to sell the house. They'll be able to sell everything in the house. Will they know how to sell it? Because I don't invest money in stocks and bonds. I invest money in this stuff. What you see behind, what you see behind me and in these videos that I open, that's what I invest my money in. It's this stuff. If they don't know how to sell it when the time comes, they're either going to be taken advantage of, or it's all going to be for nothing. So I mean, I've given a lot of thought to the fact that we are not promised tomorrow. You're not promised a tomorrow. So I'm starting to live for today. I've never done that. And I went out and tried it the other day. I was like, I'm gonna go out. I went with my wife to some place we go every single year, and we go every year. And I always have this like, we're gonna eat there, and we're gonna drink there, and we're gonna do all this stuff there. I got all these big expectations, and all these things that I know we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna get you that. It's the first time we're gonna do that. And then we get there, and I can't part with the dollar. I can't do. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to spend $11 on hot chocolate. It doesn't make any sense to go spend, $40 on a meal. It doesn't make any sense. I can't do it. But we did. We went and we did. I was like, you know what? I'm living for today. I'm going to live like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to live for today. Well, I lived for today and we did it. And then the next day I was broke. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can really. There's people that spend their money every day and they go out to eat and they go out to, they go on trips and stuff. I've never been on a trip. They go on trips, they stay overnight at expensive hotels, they do all these things and they don't worry. They don't worry about what they're spending. They don't worry about how much this costs and that costs, and if they're going out to eat with one of their loved ones, they're not worried about the tip, and they're not worried about the how much it's going to cost for the meal. They're not worried about it. I am. I get up in the morning and the first thing I do is check my bank account to see what came out. I'm worried every single day. Now, I bring some of this stuff up because I did get a comment from somebody recently that said if I was rich and I would be buying, movies and this, that, and the other movies and records, and I don't buy records, but I kind of understood what the guy was saying. But I looked at my wife, I looked at my daughter, I said, "Am I rich? Do you feel rich?" And my daughter said something that I gotta give her something. It was very profound and made a lot of sense, and it didn't hit me until she said it. And my daughter's she's 21 years old, and I looked at her, I said, "Are we rich?" And she looked at me. She goes, "To some people, we are rich, because there are people out there that are struggling even harder than we're struggling, that are going without even more than we're going out. They can't afford the things that you get." They can't afford to do these things. And I stopped and I paused for a second and I was like, wow, that's true. To some people, we are probably living a very, very extravagant lifestyle. But living the lifestyle that I live, I feel like we're always looking for the next dollar. My son is always looking for the next scheme to try to make a buck because he needs money, to provide for his car or college fund. I never had any college fund put away for him. He's scrounging. He's trying to make ends, but he's doing it. So there's a part of me that says, you know what? He got the drive to hustle and do what he's got to do for me, because that's what I did all my life was to hustle. I had to hustle and do things that I'm not proud of. And I don't want my son to be that way, but he's making things happen. He's not making things happen in a bad way. I mean, I'm not saying that he's out there, slinging drugs or whatever. It's not, but the kid went out, he had to pay a bill or whatever, and the kid went out and raked leaves and doesn't even own a rake. We don't even own a rake. Okay, he literally went to people's house. He's like, "Want me to rake up your leaves for you?" And the people were like, "Yeah, you can rake up our leaves, whatever." And he's like, "Okay, can I use a rake?" And they gave him a rake. And then they would give him he made like $600 in, I think he said like 2 hours, 3 hours of raking leaves, $600 that he needed to pay a bill for and just raking leaves. And I was like, wow, that's, I might not be the best person in the world. I might be, I don't feel like I'm anything sometimes. I don't feel like I don't feel like I even deserve to be here right now talking to you. But I guess some part of the father in me gave this kid the drive and the know-how to get what needs to get done. And yeah, I guess, to a person that's living in a box right now, we're rich people. You might be struggling right now, but there's somebody out there that's got it worse. There really is. I mean, I started looking on Google and and there was different places, and I started looking at homeless people living in tents and stuff like that, and like a whole bunch of stuff. And it just really got to me. I'm like, I gotta figure something out. I love doing this channel. I love getting feedback from you guys. I love talking about things and getting things, but eventually everything's gonna come to an end. Everything's gonna come to an end eventually, and I hope that you guys keep hanging in there. I hope you continue to hang in on this channel no matter what I do. I mean, I might get to a point where I'm just going through the stuff that I already have. I am given some definite. I have not been in my basement slash storage area in the longest time. I was actually thinking about doing some episodes where I go down and unbox things that I already own that I've forgotten about. I mean, I'm getting a little bit up there in age now. I don't want to age myself, but let's just say I'm a little bit older than what you think I am. And I forget what I got. And sometimes I'll go downstairs every once in a while and I'll grab a box, random box, open it up, and there'll be collectibles or toys or something I bought like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. And I'll be like, wow, that's interesting. I'm like, I wonder if my viewers would be interested in that. I wonder if my viewers would be interested in seeing what I have stored away or boxed up or binned up or whatever, put away. I wonder if that could be a thing instead of constantly spending and spending and spending and getting new things. I don't know. You comment below. You tell me if that's something that you'd be interested in. Would you be interested in? I was thinking about calling it the lost basement or the lost room or the lost something, and have it be like stuff that I literally opening up stuff that I own and I know I purchased, but I can't remember. I can't remember when I purchased it, what it is. I don't remember what's in the bin or what's in the box. So you never know what it's gonna be. It could be movies. It could be toys. It could be anything. CDs. It could be anything. That could be a segment that could take the place of all these because I've been spending a lot of money lately. I mean, this is not the season. This is not the time. This is not the place. I am not in a financial status to be spending the money that I've been spending lately, and I've been spending way too much. I think I've been spending because the sadder I'm getting, the more I'm spending. And I know that that's no excuse, but it gives me a temporary happiness. And I got to tell you, I want to throw this out at you guys. If you made it this far, I appreciate. I've been appreciating the hell out of you people lately. I'll tell you that right now. My subscriber count has been going up like 5 or 6 like daily, and a lot of it has to do with a couple of posts I did on the Insane Clown Posse, which I am a fan of. But I got some people that for some reason they give me a hard time about it because my age. I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a fan of the Insane Clown Posse because I'm older. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a fan because I don't know. I don't know. I think if you're into something, you're into something. I mean, I don't judge anybody for what they're into. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but there's people that collect them. I'm not a big fan of there's certain things that steel books. Okay, I buy some steel books, and some of you guys watch these channels, you see me open steel books, but I'm not a big fan. I could care less. I mean, it's not like a must. I don't need steel books. They don't really excite me as much as they excite other people. But yeah, I forgot totally what I'm going with this. I just want to tell you, lately I've been appreciating the subscribers. I've been appreciating the views. I've been appreciating the feedback. I love getting feedback from people, good or bad. I mean, this one person in particular has been giving me a little bit of a hard time. He's been telling me, and I really didn't want to. I'm not feeding into this. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to feed into any person's anger towards me or give them the power over me or whatever. But the quote is that I'm being edgy again. Here you go, being edgy again. I don't even know what that means. I don't know if. I always thought being edgy was a cool thing. Like you're edgy. You're on the cutting edge. That's where it comes from, right? You're on the cutting edge of whatever it is that you're onto, right? So I took it as a compliment, but then other people would tell me that's not a compliment. He's kind of like telling you that here you are trying to be something you're not. I can't be what I'm not. I can't. I am what I am. This channel, if you found me from Instagram and I sent you a message or whatever, and you're a subscriber because you found me on Instagram or whatever, the whole write-up that I have there is when you subscribe to this channel, you're subscribing to a piece of me. That's what you're getting. Good, bad, ugly, death, life, happiness, sadness, arguing with my family, mad at somebody, happy with somebody, issues at work, issues with life. We all have issues. We all have problems. That's why I created this channel. I created this channel for people that have similar likes and interests as myself. People that are struggling like I am. People that go through things that I go through things. I'm not looking for like a best buddy that I'm going to hang with on the weekends. Okay. What I'm looking for is some feedback from like-minded people that are going through what I'm going through. And if you're not going through what I'm going through, maybe you'll learn from the stuff that I'm going through. It might help you in life. Okay, I want to help you. This channel is about helping people. Okay, maybe you get a laugh, maybe you get a cry. Whatever you get, you're getting something. And I'll tell you right now, this is God's honest truth. I have received nothing from YouTube financially, not one dime in this over 600 plus episodes that I have done, in the over 130,000 views per month that I have done, in the over 1,200 plus subscribers that I have. I received nothing from them. I do this because it occupies my mind, my time, and hopefully it brings somebody some kind of joy or refreshment or something. Gives you something. Because if not, then I'm just sitting here talking to myself. But I know I'm not. I know I'm not, because your comments, your feedback, and your subscriptions are what keeps me going. I think if the subscriber count stopped, if the comments stopped, if everything just stopped, then I'd probably stop. I'd be like, I'm just wasting my time. This is total waste. I'm talking to myself. But I know I'm not. I know that you're viewing. And there's some subscribers that have been with me since day one. And listen, God bless you. Listen, you guys are awesome. I am over the moon that you have been sitting here listening to me for years now. Literally years. I've been doing this for like 4 years, 5 years. I think I'm close to like 4 or 5 years or whatever. I've been doing this. And you've been with me since like day one. So I got to show thank you. Listen, from the bottom of my heart, really, from a real man, from a real guy that has real emotions, real feelings, real things going on in his life, real problems with his kids, real problems with his home life, real problems with his family, and real problems with work, and real problems with a lot of different things. Thank you. Okay, I just got to tell you, thank you. And with that said, I got a package, and I got to open it. Yeah, it's one package, so I figured I'd go on with a little bit of a. I'm not gonna call that a rant. That was just a God's honest truth. I gave you a little story about what's been going on in my life recently. It's the holiday season, okay? We went through Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and it's like, and I got people dying around me. Hasn't been good. But I did get a package from Clocks and Rigs, and Clocks and Rigs brings me joy. And if you don't know what Clocks and Rigs is Scream Factory / Shout Factory. For some reason, they call themselves Clocks and Rigs from Louisville, Kentucky, and whatever's in here definitely has a poster because it's in that poster box. You know what I mean? So the poster's gonna end up in the back of the closet, and the movie is going to end up on the shelf, unless it's something that I want to see right away. Then I will watch it, and I will tell you, I have no idea what the hell this is. I have no idea, because everything I order from Scream Factory / Shout Factory is a pre-order. Usually, I don't usually buy them like straight out. It's usually a pre-order, so I forget what I purchase, and I don't get a notification that it's been shipped or whatever. I just get it. So I'm opening this up anyway, and I'm seeing the Shout Factory 20 years right out the bat here. There it is, 20 years. I should be using this for wrapping paper. Save myself a couple bucks around Christmas season. Got the poster. Nice poster. When I show you the cover of the movie, you'll know exactly what it is. But that's where that's going, and that's going to end up in the back of this right over here. Behind this thing is a closet, and that's what's in there, is a bunch of these posters. One movie in the box. Box is empty. And it is a great movie. And I'll tell you, this has sentimental values to me, because my son was actually in the play. And I gotta say, it was probably one of the best plays that I ever seen him in. He played an excellent part. He was very emotional. He was upset he didn't get a certain part, but he ended up getting the other part, and he absolutely killed it. It was probably, to me, in my heart, probably one of my favorite plays I ever seen him in. And yeah, listen, if later on after I drop dead, and this is another thing. What's cool about this channel is this is like a diary. So later on in life, if he wants to start thumbing through these things and he comes upon this video, I want to let you know that I was extremely proud of you on that day, because you didn't want this pot, but you killed the pot. Okay, I couldn't think of any other person that could have played that pot but you. You did great. It's the 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray of the Shout Factory Clue. Yes, he was in the play Clue. This is Clue with one of my favorite actors of all times. Mr. Tim Curry, who unfortunately is wheelchair bound right now, and it makes me sad thinking about that. Now, I'm not a 4K guy. You watch this channel, you know I'm not a 4K guy. I'm a Blu-ray guy. But when I heard that Shout Factory was gonna come out with this, and I knew Shout Factory was gonna give me some kind of extra stuff, I was gonna get new things. I already own this on Blu-ray, and the 4K I don't care about. But I knew that I was gonna get some extra bonus material. To me, that's the selling issue for any Blu-ray, 4K, or any kind of physical media is the bonus stuff. You don't get bonus stuff streaming. I'm sorry, you just don't. Okay, I don't know any Netflix or Hulu or whatever that after you're done streaming the show, the movie, like if I streamed Clue, I could go in there and look for the bonus features. There is no bonus features. What you get is the movie, and that's it. You get a poor, pixelated, crappy, buffing version of the movie, and if you're lucky, you'll make it through it without it stopping, pausing, or just telling you sorry that we lost your connection or whatever. So the physical media is my thing. And when I found out that the 4K Blu-ray was being released, I was like, you know what, 4K's in somewhat. People love the 4Ks, and I wanted the Blu-ray. That's what I wanted. So on the Disc 1, the 4K Ultra HD, all you get is a new remaster from the 2023 scan of the original camera negative. You do get the 3 different surprise endings, and that's it. That's it on the 4K. That's it. But on Disc 2, which is the Blu-ray, you get the new remastered from the 2023 4K scan of the original camera negatives, which still confuses the heck out of me, because if you're getting a 4K scan on the 4K and you're getting a 4K scan on the Blu-ray, it's literally the same story. It's the same type. It's the same everything. I don't understand. And then on top of this, you get the new perfect motive directing Clue interview with writer director Jonathan Lynn. That's brand new to this set. That's great. We get the new so the season of Crime producing Clue interview with associate producer Jeffrey Trenov. I'm probably butchering that. Trenov. That I'm probably getting wrong here. And then you get another one. We get a new not just a game scoring Clue interview with the film music historian Daniel Schwarzinger about John Mariah's score. 3 different surprise endings and the original trailer. So you get everything plus on the Blu-ray. The 4K, you get the movie and the 3 endings in an audio commentary. I don't do audio commentaries, so it doesn't really make a difference. Actually, am I wrong? Oh, yeah, you don't even get an audio commentary. No audio commentary. You get a new remastered 2023 4K scan from the original negatives, and you get the 3 different endings. That's it. That's it. For the 4K, all the extra stuff is on the Blu-ray along with the movie on a 4K scan. And yeah, I was happy. I could now I can scan this in and add it to my collection. Put a plastic bag on it, because I put all little plastic baggies on all my stuff. Listen, thank you. I appreciate you. This has been an odd episode. I'm going through a little bit of an emotional roller coaster in this point in my life. You know, I'm getting older in age. Me and the wife, we're not drifting apart, but I think we need more time together. The kids are getting older, and they're spending more time out with their friends, and they're distancing themselves from us. And I feel like we've invested 20. My oldest daughter, I think, is 26 now. We've invested 26 years of our lives in taking care of children, and now they're all 19 to 26, and they're going on with their own lives, and they're branching out and doing different things. So now it's time for me and my wife to start to discover each other again. If you're like me, if you've been through this thing, then you know exactly what I'm going through. You understand what I'm going through, and with deaths in the family and sickness in the family and things going on that just don't make sense. It's a struggle. Sometimes it could be a real struggle. I mean, did opening up this Clue 4K Blu-ray bring me joy? I'm kind of numb to it. I'm glad I got it. I'm excited that I'm adding it to my collection, but to me it's another movie that I'm gonna file away. And when I feel like watching Clue, I'm probably not even gonna grab this. I'll probably grab the original one, because I'm probably not even gonna want to open this. Although I do want to see the I don't know. Do I really want to see the the special features on these things? Do I probably I think I want to see what the 4K scan looks like. The Blu-ray wasn't 100% if I remember correctly. The Blu-ray had a little bit to be desired. So yeah, I'm gonna open that up. I'm gonna watch the Blu-ray of Clue. With that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you. Just remember, if nobody tells you that they appreciate you, I do appreciate you. Okay, every subscriber, I appreciate. Every comment, I appreciate. I do. I really do. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Good or bad comments, because even when I get a bad comment, usually a bad comment is knowledge. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I need to reevaluate myself. Am I being too edgy? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I had to look at myself. Am I doing? I stopped for a second. I'm like, nobody's forcing me to listen to the Insane Clown Posse. I like the Insane Clown Posse. Yeah, I might be a little bit up there in age, and maybe it's not cool for me to be at this age listening to Insane Clown Posse. But I don't know if you guys realize this, but Violent J is like 50 years old. Okay, he's not a kid no more either. I don't know how old Shaggy is off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure Jay is like 50 plus years old, or 50 plus. He's not no kid anymore. You can put the paint on him all you want there, the clown makeup all you want. I can put clown makeup on my face and I can be young forever too. I think some people miss that point, that when I started listening to Insane Clown Posse, it was like 1997, and I've been listening to him ever since. So when I get things in the mail that are Insane Clown Posse related, like my box sets and stuff like that that's in the background there, it's just because I'm adding on to my collection since 1997. I don't find that to be edgy. I find that to be just a collector that's still collecting what he loves. And I have strong passion for passionate people. And Insane Clown Posse, they started from nothing. They don't have no Billboard awards. They don't have no trophies. They don't have no. I never seen them. I never seen them on the MTV Movie Awards or Music Awards, whatever, performing. They never did the halftime show for the Super Bowl. But they just keep going. Doesn't that motivate you? Doesn't that motivate you? I mean, all these other big stars have done all these halftime shows and done all these things and all this stuff like that. But these guys keep going, and they got such a huge following, all different ages. Okay, I'm not the only guy that's 40 plus years old that's a fan of the Insane Clown Posse. There's 40 plus years old, and then there's 20-year-olds, and then there's 15-year-olds. I don't think it makes a difference. You know what I think the deal is with Insane Clown Posse. And I know I'm kind of going off a little bit of a topic here, but what I learned what a juggalo was, it's a person that's been through something, that is looking for like-minded people to gather with. That's what the gathering is all about. It's a gathering of people like-minded that are all gathering together, looking for something. Looking for friends and family, and they're a family. You know what I mean? Some people don't have family. I don't have, besides the family, I don't have family. My family's very, very small nowadays. You know what I mean? So if I can find a couple of good guys and good gals to talk to, and we have a like-minded relationship between the Insane Clown Posse, I mean, I think that's great. What's wrong with that? I don't see me being edgy for liking something that I've liked since 1997. That's a lot of years. 1997. That's 26 years. 26 years, 26 years of my life of listening to this group and enjoying this group's music. I don't know. You judge me if you will, but I would say that that's a fan. I mean, if you've been listening if you're listening to this group's music for 26 years, I would say that that's a fan. So you can call me whatever you want. I enjoy their music, but you know what? I still like the Beatles. I still like the Rolling Stones. I still like the Beastie Boys. I still like I mean, I listen to Elvis. I listen to Alice Cooper, Aerosmith, Blink 182, Metallica, Angels and Airways, Pink Floyd, Rob Zombie, Motley Crue, King Diamond, War, Led Zeppelin, Green Day, Tom Petty. Does liking all of this, and if I go over my rap sections over there, NWA, Ice-T, Eazy, Ice Cube, all of these, does that make me a wannabe? Does that make me a poser? That make me Because I'll tell you right now, in high school, I was all about those things. I didn't change that. I love music. I love all kinds of music. I love the new music, okay? Me and my wife, we got a hot set on going to see Post Malone. We're going to go see Post Malone. I think he's extremely talented. Why not give people credit where credit is due? What is wrong with that? Why you got to be so judgmental? Why you got to judge me for liking what I like? I don't judge you. I don't care what you like. I mean, if you could talk to me about it and educate me on something, I appreciate that. But knocking me for what I like don't make any sense to me. There's a saying, I'm gonna end it with this. There's a saying that I will never ever forget. Matter of fact, I was gonna get it tattooed. Actually, my whole family wanted to get it tattooed because they were following me. They were like, you know what, you're gonna get it tattooed, Dad. We'll get it tattooed too. My wife was like, I'll get it tattooed too. We'll all get it tattooed. And it was hurt people. Hurt people. Think about that. I just want you to stop. I mean, I'm not gonna be preachy on it, but if you're a hurt person, you want to bring somebody down to your level. You want to hurt them too. You don't want to see joy in somebody. You want to hurt people. If you're hurting on the inside, you want them to hurt like you hurt. Want to know how I know that? I've been there. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not hypocritical. Okay, I've been in pain. I wanted to put other people in pain so they could feel how I feel. So hurt people definitely hurt people. They hurt your feelings. They hurt your emotions. They try to hurt you. But you know what? This is something that I was told a long time ago. Don't let anybody ever steal your joy. If you have joy in your heart, you have happiness, there's something going on with you where you're feeling joyful, don't let a person have that power over you. Nobody should have any power over you. You should be able to just enjoy your life for what it is. Because it doesn't you know, and it's gone. You only get so much time. So with that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by again. I appreciate you. And I will see you later.
You should have saved me some.